All right, so we had tried a Jeskai Phoenix deck on stream towards the start of the season, and the blue cards in it just felt okay. And there's been this red-white prowess burn deck going around that seemed very reasonable that features Soul-Scar Mage and Clever Lumimancer. And I kind of wanted to take the two ideas and mash them together. And I really like white inside of the Phoenix deck specifically because Rest in Peace has become a card that's very prevalent in the format, and Rip Apart is a really good anti-Rest in Peace card, right? Like, it gets rid of enchantments that a Braid misses. This deck is not anywhere near all in on the graveyard, though. You know, we've got looting in this as a graveyard-focused thing. We've also got these prowess creatures that can beat people down. We've got Young Pyromancer. On top of looting, we've got the Crash Throughs and the Warlord's Fury here for the red cantrips. We've got Thrilling Discovery and Merchant of the Veil to churn through the deck. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this and see if red-white Phoenix burn mashup here could potentially be reasonable for us today. That's great, Zerg. Yeah, Christy and I will be taking Thursday off next week because I'm getting my second poke of the Pfizer vaccine Wednesday afternoon. So I'll be ending early on Wednesday and then taking Thursday off. The Wellspring, the mascot for, oh yeah, that's free, isn't it? Yep. Big mood. A lot of the people that I've talked to have said that they had about 24 hours. We'll see though, because Christy and I are both getting it on the same day. So if Christy's hurting on Friday, I'd probably take that off too. Definitely taking the Thursday off, though. I kill that one before it gets out of control. Nice. Have you heard about my birds, chat? Caca! Caca! Yeah, my first one I had actual no reaction to. Christy had a bit of a headache. Oh yeah. Don't forget you can just cast these for 4 mana, chat. Is Young Peasy out of a foil? Contrary to popular belief, my client does not contain every foil Arena has. It contains a lot of them, but not actual everyone. Wow, Bajuka Bog, my Phoenix. That's just rude. Top of a lot. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Gain them some life. All right, so how interactive do I want to be post-board here? They're almost assuredly a Dreadhorde Arcanist deck, right? So I probably want to prioritize being able to take Dreadhorde Arcanist off the table post-board here. They could have Graveyard Hate as well. I think we just like trade these shocks out for Rip Aparts. Do I want Soul Guide or Showdown? Yeah, the problem, like, so, like, these cards seem good. The problem, chat, is that, remember, every card we put in our deck that doesn't play to our primary game plan dilutes our primary game plan. So I almost feel like if I'm going to, like, put in Soul Guide Lantern here, I probably want to trim, like, Lumimancer. I am boarding in Pyromancer for an extra threat. This lets me put in the Showdowns if I wanted. Kind of like that. I've got 8 ways here to kill Arcanist. I think that's plenty, especially with Soul Guide. Let's try this. I feel like Deck and Stone's probably too much 2-mana interaction for me. I think this is a mulligan with no white source. Like, I think you can keep some hands without white source in this deck, but not ones with 2 white cards in them. Yeah, this is fine. I'll wait to play these out. Playing some Snarls. I guess Snarls technically work with Shocklands. A little snarly overall, though. Decent budget replacement for fast lands if you're missing them. Hang tight on the other 2 for now. I'm just supposed to draw Wellspring there. See, I see your companion and raise you a companion. Lose the... Oh, they took her companion. Interesting. I guess they could just wait to play Luris until they get value out of it. This is a weird game. It's definitely a game that makes me happy I have 2 Showdown of the Skalds in my deck. Huh? Is it greedy to bin the rip apart? Probably. Get the way they massacred my boy, chat. Exile the spell that's different in there. They have plenty of discard spells. Well, you know. Wow, this Bajuka Bog's been heckin' rude. I'm gonna hold on to these lands because not only do they play discard spells, but we also have Faithless Looting and stuff. Great draw. This exiles the Pyromancer. What a weird game. We just like both stared at each other for so long. Goodbye, friend. Fair. Hey, 2 Skalds, 3 Faithless Lootings. I've got 1 Thrill of Discovery in my deck. We're gonna draw lands that might as well be ones that do things, at least, I suppose. That's a really good one. So draw 2 for them. Things are snowballing here. So we're at parity for a little while here. We have to hit a live top deck now. Are we fatal pushing a token? That's so aggro. Hey, me. Thanks for the 14 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Good morning. Good morning. Feel like I've seen this movie before. Getting the strangest sense of deja vu. Should have spiked their face 6 turns ago. They have a gain 3 in Cling to Dust sitting here, and they have Lurrus in play, so it's like whatever. They have Cling to Dust, chat. They're fine. Whatever. Don't tell Scotty, chat. Shh. They did. They had 8 cards in their graveyard at the end there. I must have. I think you probably couldn't see it on mouse server. They had 8 cards at the end. About you had Cling in your discard pile with like 8 cards. It was a weird game. You weren't dead at the end there. Pulling in this. Yeah, this looks fine. I don't think your play, other than missing the escape at the very end there, I don't really think your play was bad. Most of your lines seemed very reasonable. The pacing was weird of the game for sure. Yeah, but the Bajuka Bog was really good both games. Nice. Just like we drew it up, chat. Yeah, and like that's like the life gain isn't why you put Cling in your deck, right? So it's just like super easy to miss. Definitely been there. Were you thinking about censoring my haggle? Come on, censor my haggle. Wow! Oh no! Oh no! Look at the way they massacred my boy, chat. Dust is so good. If you're playing a black mid-ranger control deck right now, chat, put 2 to 3 copies of Cling to Dust in your deck. Like, I think like the small exception is like Dead Guy Ale's Athalia deck, so it probably doesn't want it, but like basically everything else, it's so good. Super flexible. I think these Spikefield Hazards are likely spells this game, so we're gonna hang on to them. I mean, it's not even just main deck Phoenix hate, right? Like, it's a cantrip to help you at land drops. It gains life in a pinch against Red and Groll. I'd recommend playing exactly 1 copy and drawing it every game. That's the professional suggestion. Hey, thanks for transferring some money from one Jeff to another, right, Burb? Wouldn't be here without folks like you. Yeah, Rogues. Rogues is a deck in this format. Has a wonderful escape card against Rogues for sure. Would Extirpate effect be too good for this format? No, I don't think so. In fact, you know, we talk about Phyrexian mana. I actually think Surgical Extraction would be a very reasonable addition to this format. I think that would be a Phyrexian mana card that I'd be like pretty okay with having added to the format. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think we just put them to 2 with the Ramunap Ruins in play, right? Junk. The opponent really doesn't like graveyards. It's a good thing my deck plays on the board. Free spells are bad and shouldn't be in Historic. I think that's reductionist. I think a card like Surgical Extraction is a free spell that's explicitly only good against a very, very small subset of things. Well, the can of worms is open, so Phyrexian mana exists on Magic Arena. Tezzeret's Gambit was in the Mystical Archives. So, like, we've opened the Phyrexian mana existing can of worms. Let's get something reasonable out of it. I agree, for the record, that Dismember blows. And please leave Dismember out of the format. But I think Surgical Extraction, Spellskite, and Birthing Pod, Phyrexian Metamorph. Those are four artifacts that I would like to see in the client. Or 4 Phyrexian mana cards. Birthing Pod would be lovely, chat. If you think otherwise, it's okay to be wrong. So, I think I'm supposed to trim some lootings because they're pretty hostile towards my graveyard here. This is going to be just like a 3-2 flying haste in a lot of situations. Thrilling Discovery probably trims for a similar reason. I think 6 ways to discard this. Like, we don't want to zoom go fast with Phoenix in this matchup, I don't think. I'm going to trim a couple of Helixes. Nah, Mutagenic Growth, Gut Shot, Gitaxian Probe, all of those should stay gone. Mental Misstep, all of those are poop, and I don't want to see those anywhere near this client. I think this all free spells are bad stuff is a very silly way to approach it. I think Surgical Extraction is probably the one free spell I'd be okay with. You know, I'm gonna chill for the turn, because if I draw a way to loot into this next turn, we can flip it out. Peace, my germ. Dead Guy Ale's my current pick for favorite deck in the format. Counterpoint, if you get Surgical, Twitch chat will tell you to board it in every matchup. Alright, I accept. Never mind. Surgical's out. Impressive picks right. Unacceptable. Please don't include. I was wrong. Leave it gone. I want a merchant here rather than second Phoenix. If they have something like a Cry of the Canarium, second Phoenix played out would be pretty sad. Merchant's been really impressive so far. I could see playing more of this card. I think I want to do this. Just another broken Eldraine card. Yep.
aside from the... We need to move quickly.
I think the Mizzix Mastery Ultimatum deck is pretty reasonable, Panda Ninja. All things considered, seems fine. So it's doing something objectively powerful. Really want to poke Teferi here.
You know what? I'm not.
I played the Overwatch? Nah, I've come to the conclusion that if my non-card games, I'd rather do single-player story stuff. Competitive twitchy shooters just aren't as fun for me as they used to be. I'm an old man with slow reflexes, chat. I also greatly prefer playing games with controllers these days. And competitive shooters with the controller is a pretty big disadvantage. Man. They're gonna get to cling my Phoenix next turn anyways, so there's no point in saving a spell for it. Just kill the Narset. Gotta kill Tef? I don't know, like, Narset probably draws them another Teferi, right?
Hold that thought.
The upside to Cling taking my Phoenixes is they're not drawing cards with it. They have Teferi providing them with a steady flow of cards, though. Hey, thanks for the 19 months, Spank. Welcome back. Game 3 on the play. Why not pay 3 for denial? Because it's 4. Do you follow? Honestly, maybe I'm supposed to have more deal 3s in my deck because of Narset. It's not my job as a consumer, MD Knights, to improve issues with the auto-tapper. So yeah, the auto-tapper could use work, but Wizards of the Coast should pay someone to do it. They aren't about to pay me, so I'm not doing it for them. I think Pyroblast would be a sweet card for Historic. Pyroblast and Hydroblast. Or red and blue Elemental Blast. One mana murder target Teferi sounds great. I mean, fixes for the auto tapper aren't even really that hard, chat. Like, look at that last game I was playing. I kept casting Arclight Phoenix with 2 1-mana red spells in my hand and 1 1-mana white spell, and it kept leaving up white, white, red by default. It's like, it's not like these things are complicated. Yeah, honestly, Hydroblast would give a lot of meaningful counterplay against Skrull. I wonder if I'm supposed to looting here to get these triggers. Clever Lumimancer. This is a card other people have been really high on, and I've been pretty whelmed by it in every deck that we've played it in. It's not felt particularly impressive so far. Faithless Looting, looking really shit tier here too. Yeah, Red Elemental Blast would be absurd against rogues too, agree with that. Agree. 0 power is a lot less than 1, yep. It sounds silly when you say it, but like, in practice, yeah, it's a big deal. Honestly, I might cut them from this deck. Really have not liked them. I don't only have 3 Pyromancers in the main. Now, Showdown of the Skalds has looked excellent in these games we've played so far. Old jumpstart cards would be good enablers, sure. Beaumont could be good. Beaumont's technically a discard outlet too, huh? I don't hate that. That card, that's a card that's always felt really good when we played it. Oh, I should block. They're gonna cast the sweeper here. So I paid a life off of this, so my life total doesn't really matter. And if I drew an untapped land, I wanted to be able to Helix. So I'm about to lose this. That's been reflective of my experience as well. The dork that pumps the team seems better. I think this is a spell. There's technically 6 points to reach here. 7, 8.
Trust me. Thank you. Let's take
Deal.
really should have seen that coming.
I don't think I boarded in Rip Apart, which was probably a mistake. We didn't see Cage in the second game. They only had Cling. Get them Zordons here. This is the first time they've had 3 mana up. Bruh. We can dodge a Planeswalker, we can dodge a ball. God, this card is bad. Oh, it's just really, really not been impressive. Yeah, it's just a wait till I get a token with this. Yeah, I should have Rip Apart my deck. It kills Narset and Cage. Cast all these next turn, which is nice. Or I guess eventually, maybe. Thoughts to just burning them out? I mean, they have so much life gain. They have Cling, they have Absorb. I think trying to find my way into cards that do more than just deal random points of damage is worthwhile. Their Cage does shut them down from cantripping, though. This would be worth 2 more cards if they didn't have Cage in play. They've just been like sitting on cages this whole time.
Focus, and I have just the trick for this.
I think they were sitting on Clings. Untapped land here lets me play Phoenix around Whirlwind Denial. Yeah, but like the time it's going to take me to deal 11 damage, they're going to have time to find more card smash. Wait. Am I supposed to get my 1/1 counter here? Or is this supposed to counter it still? I paid 4. How does that work? Is that right? For each spell and ability your opponent controls, counter it unless it... Yeah, but I paid 4, right? So it's not supposed to counter everything? Oh, it's 4 for each. Well, how did I know which one was for the Phoenix and which one was for the 1/1 counter? Like, did the interface tell me there which one was for the Phoenix and which one was for the 1/1 counter? Showdown of the Skalds, looking real impressive there. Hey, JRC. Here for the long haul. Thanks for your work, Jeff. The YouTube videos are nice to me, and I appreciate all your extra work there. Thanks for the 3/4 of a year. Wouldn't be here without folks like you. Maybe I'm just supposed to board her out. I'm gonna leave her in for now. She's probably good in the combo matchups. Maybe we'll board the Lumimancer out, and the interactive matchups is probably fine to do. Yeah, I feel like every time we beat Hollowed Fountain on stream, it's like doing a public service. Yeah, this deck would love Monasteries of Spear. I think that card's much better than Clever Lumimancer on average. Bob! Thanks for the big tip. Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Jeskai Black. Jeskai, do you have a deck list, or you want me to build something? I'm trying to think what. I'm not familiar with something established that fits that. Oh, the Velocimist deck. With the Velocimist deck that had Did you catch the more rampy focus build of that we played, Bob? You did not? I think that build's a little bit better. It's instead of playing the Black Splash, it plays Chandra and the Mind Stone. Not Mind Stone, what's the Cold Steel, whatever it's called? Healer's Choice sounds good. Should have waited to save Pyro. Ooh, yeah, that's probably a better thought. Why are you poop, Clever Lumimancer? The world wants to know. Hey, nice. Congrats on landing a job, Beansy. You love to hear it. Are we Faithless Looting these away? Might be. Just moments before the accident. Oh, I messed this up. Darn it. I thought we were gonna kill both. I forgot. Obviously should have killed the 2-2. I think we just play all the idiots and hope to draw a 5-color Niv or Grixis midrange or just Jeskai Black. Ooh, oh, Grixis midrange? As someone who's occasionally a member of Twitch chat, Bob, I don't think I'm capable of resisting the sweet call of Nicol Bolas. Those are a couple of draws. Fox Killer landed my first software engineering job after finishing college and thought I'd share some of the spoils. Thanks for providing endless entertainment through the college grind. Thanks for the 19 months. Congrats on landing your new gig, Fox Killer. Alright, so I'm gonna board Lumimancer out here, but it was fine there. Rip apart in for sure. Is it Deck and Stone matchup? Probably not. Does Grixis get more views than other decks? Yeah, Twitch chat, Twitch like Grixis mid-range like a moth to the flame for viewers, chat. Everybody loves an underdog. Listen, the Nicol Bolas mid-range deck was very good last time we played it. I would love to see if Lightning can strike twice there. In fact, I'm getting ready to put decks back up on my website again. If Grixis has another good run, it's definitely going up on the website. How greedy is it to pyro here? If I pyro instead of killing this, I get tokens, but then they could collected company me next turn. I think I want a pyro. I think pyro's the play to win line. Just got the second half of my vaccine microchip. Anyone know how I start interfacing with the Microsoft servers? Well. Yeah, Flame Scroll Solomon doesn't really fit this archetype that we're currently playing. I think I'd rather put more spells in that slot. Okay, so this is perfect. So now I get to go... Oh, that's great. Now we get to go... this into Rip Arc Druid apart, into Spikefield Hazard, the Clan Caller, into attack for 5. We've still got these friends left over for next turn. This is like a super ideal Young Pyromancer matchup. My opponent keeps pausing for priority. I think they have something like heroic intervention here. Hey, thanks for the bits, Reckless. Yeah, we're gonna do Grixis mid-range after this for sure. This doesn't make mana on its own, so they only had 3 mana up, so it wasn't collecting company last turn. Soul-Scar, where did you get around it? Heroic intervention gives, what's for? Heroic intervention gives, oh, I need to shock this, right? Heroic intervention gives hexproof. Oh, now they're auto-passing. Okay, well, I definitely need to kill this before they can untap and give 2-2. Should have waited to play my land until after I cycled. Could have played this instead of shocking in. That's what they keep holding up? Sure. Teferi's protection results. Deal. That was much worse than heroic intervention there. I guess it was better. No, it was better, right? Because I couldn't attack. It was better than heroic intervention. Alright, so they can fetch another clan caller. I think I start here and see what we get. Yikes. If I attack with everything, they have 6. They could kill me on the backswing. Read Teferi's protection if you don't understand why I didn't attack last turn. Alright, so they block 3 of my things here. They block this, this, and this, and they only take 7, so I can't attack with everything. So we attack with just the Wellspring then. Well, I guess they get to trade... They get to trade a 2-3 or a 1-2 for my 5-5 now. That's also not great. Yeah, this one's slipping away on the back of their clan color. There's so much Merchant of the Veil can do. He's trying his darndest, chap, but... We killed a clan caller already this game, right? Yes, they have 1 more. Looking for a shock or a helix here. So this is worse than Helix, because if I had drawn an instant speed card there, I would have been able to respond to them searching up the third clan caller by killing both the clan callers they had in play. So like, obviously it's better than a brick, but it was worse than what I was hoping to draw. So they don't have another clan caller to find. So if we can murder this one, we get to kill the other. It feels like a waste to not attack with this, but I just like don't have good attacks. Yeah, Merchant of the Veil's been super impressive. And honestly, Merchant of the Veil has felt better than Faithless Looting. It's an Eldraine card, so it has to be overpowered. Yeah, I kinda want to put my 4-3 split in the other direction. What happened to Citadel Storm? So, if you're new to the channel, you're not new to the channel. You've been subscribed for 14 months. Almost everything we've been playing is viewer submissions. So, what you're seeing on stream is in no way indicative of things I like or don't like, really. Eventually we'll work through the queue and I'll start adding things back in, but we've been 100% viewer submissions since the set released. So, if you haven't seen something come back up, it just means no one's donated to see it again. At the current rate, I think we'll probably be through the list of viewer submissions by Tuesday or Wednesday. I think they mean it's not on the ladder. Yeah, but like, that's also not a good representation. I hope that's what they mean is they don't see it on the ladder. Because like, the ladder is a bunch of people playing a bunch of different things. Like, and your tiny anecdotal experience on the ladder, like I never saw it on the ladder. So like, your anecdotal experience of like, however many matches you play is so statistically insignificant of what's representative of the ladder. Yeah, I assumed they meant in terms of me playing it on stream, because talking about it in terms of the ladder is even more silly, just because of how sample sizes work. Your sample size is bad and you should feel bad. Okay, we get to bird next turn. Do I do this first? I don't think so. I think we just bird here. That being said, feels like there's going to be a good chance we're too slow here against the opponent's archetype. Like turn 3, put a Phoenix into play is pretty slow against Sultai Ultimatum. Wow, super rewarded for not playing Pyro out, huh? I mean, what even is a meta deck, chat? Like, you know, you talk about meta decks in this format. I'm gonna pull up a data point now because I'm a big fan of data points. You know, the almost 200 player 5K that happened over the weekend, the most represented deck in the field was 15%, right? And like, you know, you get down to the 5th most played deck, and the 5th most played deck in that tournament only had 3.7% of the people playing it. Like a majority of the decks people are registering in a 5K that they have to pay a $20 entry fee for are lots of varied things, and like the ladder's even more varied than a 5K because the ladder's pretty casual compared to a 5K. How do I ever beat Elder Gargoth? Like, can I ever beat that card? It's better than the current Runeterra meta breakdown. Here's a lukewarm take, Tobias. I've come to the conclusion that the diversity in the Runeterra ladder is an unfair comparison of the ladder, of their ladder system, of their format diversity. It feels like judging Runeterra's format diversity based on their ladder results would be like judging Magic's diversity based on a random FNM or like a collection of FNMs. Like when push comes to shove, their tournament formats are consistently way less varied than their ladder formats are so far. I also think if people bring up, well, the ladder's best of one and it's different, yeah, I think it's awkward that their ladder format isn't representative of what their tournament formats look like. I get to do this. Maybe I'm supposed to wait a turn to do this, because now this gets to exile this. But, like, then they get to attack with Gargoth and get an extra trigger, which wouldn't be great. Oh yeah, for jargon, for people who aren't familiar, a 5K is a tournament with $5,000 in prizes. So not a ton of money, but you know, a lot more. And honestly, it's not even just the prize money that makes a tournament settings a little bit more competitive. It's the fact that like there's an investment in terms of an entry fee too, right? Like a random ladder match doesn't really have much investment in it. Yeah, it's the fee on the entry. Yeah, if you're used to hearing how races are measured, it definitely sounds weird hearing it about a card game. We're just super dead, right? Alright, we got some Reidanes in the sideboard here for a matchup exactly like this. I've got some Young Pyromancers. Helix, I think, boards out. Keep our cheaper spells in that churn a little bit. We're definitely the beatdown here. We want to run them down as the game goes along. Our opponent's deck is more favored to win. Okay. Man, I laid my deck out end to end and it only hit 10 meters. I don't know how I'm supposed to have a 5K deck. We need Deck and Stone for the Garg. My opponent's playing a Yorion deck, and there's a very real chance there is one copy of Gargolith in their deck. So no, I'm not going to board in an answer to Gargolith. I'm going to hope my opponent doesn't have it this game, because that's the professional thing to do. Be luckier is a strong play in a card game, chat. Would highly recommend. You would not have expected Rakdos Pyromancer to win the 5K. I'm not surprised by that at all. You said, Jeff, write me a list of deck lists that you wouldn't be surprised if they won the 5K. I'd probably write down 24 decks right now. There are a ton of things that are super reasonable in this format. Yeah, the person playing it was also a very good Magic player. It definitely doesn't hurt. behind this one. Yeah, it is, Mace. Current historic is a real treat. Smells like they have a removal spell for my Lumimancer, which is sad. I guess if they have a removal spell, they might point it at Reidane, which means we can push some damage here. So, not that I don't want your money, Rufio, but I actually have a Bant Growth Chamber Guardian submission that's in the queue right now. So I think that's potentially very reasonable. I think we'll get to that one. We'll get to that one probably tomorrow. Read. Judginator. Judging Hoglandians for 45 months. Welcome back. GCG is Growth Chamber Guardian for the Magic Zoomers in the audience. Man, how cards that were standard legal on Arena that Magic Zoomers aren't aware of. Gosh. It hurts, chat. It hurts. Why must I be injured this way? All right, they're down to 7. I've got 4 points here. They drew the Elder Gargoth again. I drew another 0 mana, 1 mana, 0/1. Let's try one more. They've been kind of middling in results. I don't know, I haven't played the Teamer Phoenix deck yet. That top 8 of the 5K this past week. We're gonna get to that one at some point. But so far, like blue red, Jeskai, red white, all these other Phoenix decks in the format have felt pretty middling. Alright, Luton looking decent here. Gonna get to lay us a bird on turn 3. Never lucky, chat. Never lucky. Well, we missed on the third land to get our Phoenix back, but the opponent missed on Phoenixes in general in their top quarter of their deck, so a little fortunate for us there. Raven Zenth, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. Hoping to draw untapped land next turn so we can go crash, crash, shock, shock. Just registered for the next hoops. Hoping to land in some prizes this time, but I had fun last time regardless. Awesome. Excited to have you. Hey, how many people are we up to for that? We are. You make double digits. It's not. Event's not for a week and a half still. And I've got 11 people, and it's in 11 days. Almost 12. May 8th, we want to battle some historic. Man, opponent 21 cards into their deck without a Phoenix. I could gamble on the crash through, but like, if I cast the crash through and like I miss on the land, I like blow my load. So I think I'd rather just play a threat out here. Keeps 2 threats in play, and like the upside of having this in play if they can't kill it makes these cards better to cast next turn, which is nice. And they're at 5 mana now, so they can even flashback looting and then play 2 other spells here. Well, that's incredibly rude. This time, I won't make the mistake of registering a Gandalf deck. God bless. At least you know what your mistake was last time. And knowing is half the battle. As a Phoenix player, they're either all in the top half or all in the bottom half. There's no in between. Ah, the swings. Opponent missed their land drop last turn, so like they've got a bunch of spells in hand here. Stormwing Entity is a verifiable brick wall here. Dr. Firefarts, thanks for the prime, welcome back. Oh, Twitch usernames. Todd Turkey is our first and only 2-time Open winner so far, so, you know, girl's pretty good. You get a bunch of looks at a bird here. Pushing through 2 damage seems worthwhile. Maybe. I think I'd rather get like 3 damage next turn. 2 damage for 1 token seems like a bad rate. And like there's a chance they attack here, right? So that I get a full attack next turn. Agreed. They're still without Phoenixes, so we got that going for us. this card, chat. We really want them to block Merchant here so we can play Spikefield Hazard. They're trying to figure out if they need to block in general. This thing's sliding back and forth. Almost got a misclick out of me. I think we play this, and then the looting can power it up next turn. If they floop some birds into play here, we could die. But otherwise, like, looting into a 1-mana spell next turn could leave us in an okay spot. I guess that assumes they don't have another Shock or Pillar, right? They've been playing a lot of those. I have, like, Shock, Pillar, and Lightning Axe. It's got a lot of options here. 3 cards in hand, 3 lootings. Jim Davis will be joining me again for the Open on May 8th. And then we might have a little bit of a longer gap in between the Open on the 8th and the next one, because we could theoretically be getting another historic set or anthology in June. Back, so here we're gonna play Nikki B. After this match, we're gonna move to some Grixis mid range. Alright, dead to a Shock. Dead to a Pillar Flame. They have a Lightning Axe. They're getting priority. I assume they have Axe for Lumimancer here. We need to draw a Shock or a Helix to steal the game. I shouldn't look, chat. We shouldn't look. Rabbiting is not good for anybody. It always ends in sadness. It always ends in sadness. Just don't look. I'm playing for Spikefield Hazard too. And our curve like stops at 2. And we have 15 cantrips. Do you hear that, chat? It's the sweet release of Grixis calling. It's kind of whatever on this. Clever Lumimancer was pretty bleh. Continues to be a card that's just like not super impressive. Like, it sounds kind of silly to say it out loud, but like 1 attack is a lot less than 2. And the fact that like you have to do something for this card to have power every turn is a big ask. Merchant of the Veil was like a really standout card. I wouldn't call this a polarizing card so much as I call it like a feast or famine card. Like when it's good, it's great, and when it's bad, it just basically does nothing. One of those 2 or 10 spells. Yeah, you have to cast 2 spells in a turn for it to be better than Soul-Scar Mage. And then obviously like this is just like Monastery Swift Spear Waiting Room, right? Basically. And Step Links. I don't even know that Step Links is fair to compare it to, because Step Links, you just have to play lands for it to go, and like you could do that every turn in the first early turns anyways, whereas this, like on 2, you have to decide between giving this power and like developing your board more in your aggro deck a lot of the time. Hello, baby daughter. How are you?
Do you want this window open? It is unreal gorgeous outside.
It's gorgeous. Just like baby girl.
Do you want me to open this for you?
Who's a cutie? Yeah, if you want to. Yeah. We're about to play some Grixis, baby girl.